Right now, as you're watching this video, you're traveling at over 1,000 miles per hour, and you don't feel a thing. But what if that speed suddenly became zero? If Earth stopped spinning for even 1 second, the results would be so catastrophic, so absolutely devastating, that it would make every disaster movie you've ever seen look like a children's cartoon. We're talking supersonic winds that would level cities, tsunamis that would swallow continents, and forces so violent they would literally rip the planet apart. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why Earth's rotation is the single most important thing keeping you alive right now. Let's break down the physics of this nightmare scenario. First, you need to understand just how fast Earth is actually spinning. At the equator, the surface of our planet is moving at 1,040 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. If you're standing in New York City, you're still moving at about 790 miles per hour. Even at the North Pole, you're rotating just very slowly. 1,040 miles per hour at the equator. But you don't feel this motion because everything around you is moving at the same speed. The air, the ground, the buildings, your coffee cup. It's all spinning together in perfect harmony. This is called inertia. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force. Isaac Newton figured this out back in 1687, and it's about to become very important. Because when Earth suddenly stops spinning, you don't. Your body wants to keep moving at 1,040 miles per hour. And nothing can stop that. Not your muscles, not your willpower, nothing. In 2026, we have incredibly precise measurements of Earth's rotation. Scientists use atomic clocks and satellite data to track variations down to the millisecond. We know exactly how fast we're spinning. So let's say it happens. Right now, Earth's rotation just stops dead. What happens in the first millisecond? You become a projectile. Instantly. If you're standing at the equator, you're now flying eastward at 1,040 miles per hour. That's 1.5 times the speed of sound. Everything not bolted to bedrock goes with you. Cars, trees, buildings, people, animals. All of it launched sideways at supersonic speed. The devastation would be instant and total. Launched at supersonic speed instantly. But here's where it gets even worse. The atmosphere doesn't stop either. Remember, the air is also moving at 1,040 miles per hour. When Earth stops, the air keeps going. You now have winds moving across the surface of the planet at 1,040 miles per hour. For reference, the strongest hurricane ever recorded had winds of 190 miles per hour. This is 5 times stronger. These winds would create friction with the ground, and friction creates heat. A lot of heat. We're talking temperatures hot enough to ignite everything flammable on the surface. The entire planet would become an inferno. Forests, cities, grasslands, all of it burning simultaneously. The atmosphere itself would glow red from the heat. Now let's talk about the oceans. Earth holds 1.335 billion cubic kilometers of water. And all of that water is currently spinning with the planet at over 1,000 miles per hour. When Earth stops, the oceans don't. The water keeps moving eastward with unstoppable momentum. We're talking about tsunamis that would make the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami look like a bathtub ripple. Tsunamis miles high. These mega tsunamis would be miles high. They would sweep across entire continents, drowning everything in their path. Coastal cities would be obliterated in seconds. Inland cities would follow minutes later. The water would travel thousands of miles inland before finally losing momentum. Places like Kansas and Nebraska, hundreds of miles from any ocean, would end up underwater. And because of Earth's rotation, ocean water has actually piled up around the equator. There's more water there than at the poles. If Earth stopped spinning, that bulge would redistribute. The poles would flood with water rushing toward them. The equator would see ocean levels drop. The entire geography of the planet would change permanently. And we haven't even talked about the worst part yet. Let's go back to you being launched at supersonic speed. Where do you land? Well, if you survive the initial launch, which you probably won't, you'd travel about 15 miles before hitting something. At those speeds, hitting anything, even air, is lethal. Fighter pilots experience extreme G-forces at much slower speeds. You'd be experiencing forces hundreds of times stronger. Your internal organs would rupture. Your bones would shatter. The human body simply cannot survive forces like that. Death would be instant for virtually everyone on the planet. everything dies instantly. But let's say somehow, magically, you survive the initial stop. Maybe you were in a bunker deep underground. You'd still face complete extinction from what comes next. The global firestorm would consume all oxygen in the atmosphere. The smoke and ash would block out the sun for years. Temperatures would plummet. We're talking about an extinction-level event that makes the dinosaur asteroid look minor. Any surviving organisms would face a planet without a day-night cycle. Remember, if Earth stopped spinning, one side would face the sun constantly while the other side froze in eternal darkness. The sunny side would heat up to temperatures over 200 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to boil water. The dark side would drop to minus 200 degrees. Nothing could survive in either zone. There might be a narrow band around the terminator, the line between light and dark, where temperatures could support life. But getting there would be impossible, and staying alive would require resources that no longer exist. All infrastructure would be destroyed. No power plants, no water treatment, no agriculture, no supply chains. Civilization would collapse completely within hours. Complete infrastructure collapse. And here's something that would happen over longer timescales. Earth's magnetic field is generated by the rotation of molten iron in the planet's core. No rotation means no magnetic field. Without the magnetic field, solar radiation would strip away what's left of the atmosphere. Earth would become like Mars, a dead rock with no air and no water. The complete end of everything. Okay, so that's the nightmare scenario. But could this actually happen? Could Earth really just stop spinning one day? The good news is no. Earth's rotation is incredibly stable. The planet has been spinning for 4.5 billion years, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. For Earth to stop spinning, you need to somehow cancel out all of its rotational energy. We're talking about an amount of energy so massive it's almost incomprehensible. 2.1 times 10 to the 29th joules. To put that in perspective, that's more energy than all of humanity has ever produced in our entire history, multiplied by trillions. There's no known force in the universe that could do this suddenly. Earth's rotation is actually slowing down naturally, but incredibly gradually. Every century, the day gets about 1.7 milliseconds longer. At that rate, it would take billions of years to stop completely. If you found this video absolutely mind-blowing, do me a huge favor and smash that like button right now. And subscribe to Your Space Wizard because we've got so much more cosmic knowledge coming your way. The fact that you're sitting here, safe and comfortable, watching this video is thanks to a planet that's been spinning perfectly for billions of years. Earth's rotation isn't just keeping you grounded, it's keeping you alive. So next time you feel that gentle breeze on your face or watch the sun set on the horizon, remember that you're standing on a cosmic carousel spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. And that's exactly where you want to be.